Good morning, Leo Virgo. Sorry, I had a brain fart. The end of Mercury retrograde is approaching, thank God, because the first part of Mercury retrograde is like, oh, no problem, like this is, it's gonna be okay. And like by now, I'm just a mess. I'm a mess. And yet I still have this crystal clear clarity. It's just that I'm finding speech is really hard. My digestion is terrible. Like, I have headaches every day. So if you are having some of those symptoms, just be patient. A couple more days. And this will be over. Likewise, so, I mean, like, people are really, like, now Mercury retrograde is like this big thing. It's like, and people are blaming it on their shitty behavior. So, no. It's not that. Anywho, Leo Virgo, I think you have really been through it. I pulled the runes for you. There's Axel right on cue, my cat. And we got an unusual reading, but I meditated through it, and we have Degas, Nazis, not this, Isa, and Ichwas. Okay? So what this rune casting is telling me for you guys is that you have had a sudden realization, or knowledge came to you out of the blue. Degas is like daylight. And like, in lots of situations, it can be like, oh, finally, like light after the dark, But it can also be, Spirit was just showing me that, in the moon, like when we have the moon card in tarot, it means like, in that we recognize that things are hidden in the dark that we can't see. And that will be revealed. Degas is like, okay, daylight's coming and now you can see everything clearly. It can look like a pair of glasses or binoculars, right? Where all of a sudden something's been revealed to you and you need to decide at that point if you are going to be brave enough to go through the rabbit hole and see what it is, or if you're going to pretend you didn't see that. I'm thinking that you went for it. Because then the next one is not these. And some people, I remember by not this. Where situations come into your life, but they're necessary life lessons. We're all born like with a God-given purpose. And so a lot of the things in our life that happen, good or bad, are to lead us to that purpose. So now these is that, things have happened. Something's been revealed to you that has changed everything. And it wasn't what you wanted. And you've decided, from this reading, you have decided to go through the rabbit hole, to focus in, to zoom in and see. Because now these is short-term pain for long-term gain. If you continue to run from it, it will always dog you and it will increase in its intensity until you face it. It can be like finances, right? Like, you're starting to feel like the money's not coming in like it was, but you're still spending like you were, right? You don't face it. And then the bills come in and you don't look at them. You just put them in the drawer. Meanwhile, things are building. It's kind of like that. It can be a time where you feel like needy, you know, like empty. It's a time that when we feel despair, or we feel like we're kind of at rock bottom, or we're feeling low, that we start to evaluate who we are against who we want to be and who other people are in our lives. It's a time when we're in survival mode and where suddenly things become clear. The people that you thought were there for you suddenly aren't. And so that does two things. A, it reveals. It's sad because the people that you thought you could depend on aren't there for you. But it also, once things clear up, and things always clear up, once things clear up, once the clouds part and the sun shines through, you won't have that dead weight on you. Because that's another thing about Degas, about daylight, about seeing the truth of it. You're wasting your time depending on people who are not dependable. Then we have Isa. Isa is this time of ice. Standstill. Waiting. This is a time for you, like Leo Virgos, holy shit. This is a time for you to, this is like the Hermit card, to reflect. You know, the pressure's taken off from the nathis, you know, and we're starting to come up to the surface. But everything's frozen. You're not sure where the ice might break. You're not sure what step to take. You still have a lot to learn about yourself. But my last one that came for you was Ichwas. And Ichwas is, things are going to change very fast. It's a sudden transition. One phase ending, another phase beginning. You know, where we live, there's a lot of ice. Right now, there's a lot of ice. And sadly, I'm sorry for all the places, is like down in the States and whatnot, that are just, oh. I know that like Southerners, like down in the South, like you may be thinking that us people that live through this all the time would be like making fun of you, but that is not true. I have a furnace running now. I have power on, and we have winter clothes, and we're prepared for this, and you guys are not. So, you know, prayers for all those poor folks. Oh my God. Anyway, we know about ice here. And we know that when the spring comes and it gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and the days get longer, there's more daylight. There's more Degas every day after solstice. The days are longer. Because by solstice, we only have a few days, a few hours of light, right? And like, now we have more and more Degas. We have more and more daylight. And this will be you. Increasingly, very, almost like without you noticing, all of a sudden you wake up and say, hey, the day is way longer. Look at it's light out now. And like, maybe I would have had the, or for sure I would have had the lights on before. I have the lights on now, but it's just because I didn't. But when the ice, all of a sudden on the rivers, we wait for it, you know, and we can kind of see signs, you know, because there's a river running under the ice. And all of a sudden, you'll hear, it's like an explosion. Boom! Croosh! Like, snap! And whoosh! And all of a sudden, that river breaks. And there's big chunks of ice and they're rolling. It's quite a dramatic thing. I mean, go onto YouTube, maybe, and you know, maybe if I get a chance, I'll try to record it this year and put it on my channel, because Isa and Ihwas have shown up together in a few readings, but so Ihwas is sudden change, a sudden expectation. It's like you've been holding your breath. There's that movie, Waiting to Exhale, right? And now is the time to exhale. Suddenly, this phase is ended, and we can move on to this new phase. 2020 is over. 2020 is an ace. You know, it's a new beginning. So this card flew out while I was shuffling, and sure enough, it's Justice. But look at the calm countenance. I was going to say expression, and Spirit said countenance. See, those scales are balanced. Back in this, not these, there's a lot of this, that's not fair, that's not right, and how did I end up here? And I like a lot of this angst. Yeah. Outcomes, like a lot of sword energy, like you've been in your head a lot. We have this 4 of Swords. Right. Just like, that's enough. I'm just going to settle down here. Knave of Swords. Just going to try to get control of my thinking. What messages are coming in? From your subconscious too. From your subconscious, Spirit just said too. Like all of a sudden your mind is revealing things to you, right? Yeah. Unexpected news, right? Sudden news. Well, that was what Day Gods was. That's what started the whole thing. Okay. So, got this unexpected news. You're in your head, holy man. Okay. Can you tell us, Spirit, about the unexpected news? Soulmate. Or somebody from your past. 6 of Cups. And you've got all these kind of cherubs here, though. Like, forgive me for referring to this book a lot, because this is a new deck, and the meanings are so different. Yeah, in here, it's in this deck, they speak about innocence and innocent fun. So, you know, maybe, you know, in this darkness, what's getting you through is reminding yourself of who you used to be. Okay, tell us a little bit more about this time. This Northeast time. Tell us about the Northeast time. What was the breakthrough? What was the information about Spirit? Oh. You know how I said friends, acquaintances, people that you thought you knew something of. You didn't. And it's brought you to this. What you thought you knew, you didn't know. And now you're coming to the end of this cycle. Okay. All right. End of the cycle. Just like we'd said from the runes, right? Things will be revealed that you didn't want to see, but they're there. Okay, well, tell us about the Isa. Yeah, seasons, or the... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, so what we have basically is the world, the Ace of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. So this is saying you needed to go through this. You need to cut through the crap. A lot of swords here. You need to cut through the crap for your true purpose to be revealed to you. Okay, can you tell us about that, please, Spirit? 10 of Cups, I mean... Yeah, healing, end of an illness, overcoming problems. Axel, honestly. I think he just really like needs to be in the show, like every... So, in this deck, I mean, this deck, the meanings are quite different. I haven't memorized it yet, so... Okay. So, you're coming to the end of this, and with a good resolution, like, you've resolved things, and you got healing going on there. Let's see, that's just so many. Got yourself a new perspective. Perspective is everything. Honestly. I'm just going to blame that all on Mercury retrograde. My shuffling has just been like, I'm just dropping stuff, and I'm almost afraid to go out because I've been so clumsy. So you're at 9 of Cups, and in this deck, see, it's like your prayers are being answered, like you're being blessed now. Interesting. 3 of Swords. Yeah, okay. Knight of Swords. So, see this, like this incredible, so 3 of Swords, you're going to take that heartache and you're going to use that. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. And I know that that's a trite saying, but like it's, when you look back, it's kind of true, because the Northeast, you know, this was the last thing that you wanted to have happen, and yet having to go through this has made you the person, you know, when you look back, you're like, thank goodness. Whatever point you're in at this, you know, you might not be at that point yet, and you might be like, yeah, fuck off, right? Because like, and I've been there. I mean, I wouldn't be so glib about this. I wouldn't even do this tarot card reading and stuff, if I haven't been in the valley, if I haven't been through Northeast more than once. But you're coming up the Queen of Pentacles. You are in control, you're powerful, and a little sassy. Yeah. While I was shuffling, I was saying, like, what does she need to watch out for? And you need to watch out for these problems from the past might continue to come haunt you. There's deception there, and, you know, just hanging around, waiting to decide what to do. I don't feel like, I'm not getting the impression that that's from you. I'm getting the impression that that is from people who used to benefit from you being an old person. Trying to trick you, trying to play those same old games. But you're this chick now. It's like, yeah, and not even be mad. Just like, yeah, that's not going to work. Okay? Because there's a Knight of Pentacles that's waiting to come in. So there's stuff coming in. There's a Queen of Wands on the bottom too. Magical. Yeah, there's blessings coming in. For sure. You just stay focused. Don't go back here. Like, don't be led by this. Yeah, she keeps coming back, so we'll take her this time. This is often a single woman, often a single mother. In this deck, this woman is creative and strong. She's got this look on her face. It's like, yeah, I know about you. See, that's a little bit of side eye there, right? That's with these jokers over here. Oh, in my head, the creator often gives me like songs. Jokers to the left of me, something to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Oh yeah, jokers to the left of me. No, clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. Here I am. All right. Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the right. So, I mean, right, this is... Because look at, one queen is looking one way. One's looking to the left and one's looking to the right. But you just need to stay focused on what you got going on. Because there's pentacles coming in. I'm not so sure, like the Knight of Pentacles, not so sure if that is a masculine waiting to come in. But like this isn't your time right now for relationship, is what I'm thinking. This is your time. This is your time. I mean, not everything is about love and romance. Like, you can only be your best person when you can only attract the best person when you are the best person. I'm just going to see if there's anything else here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. We'll do 3, 1. Yeah, 2. Yeah, you got it. Okay, just focus on your... This is a Ace of Cups. Blessings are coming in. Keep your eyes on the prize, sisters. I mean, I think this is very feminine based reading, but I mean, take it how it resonates. These readings are about energy, not about body parts. Keep your eyes on the prize. Don't get distracted by romance. I mean, the lure of that is very intense, and we all want a Mr. Darcy in our lives, but you know what, we got to make sure we're solid. We want to, if we bring in romance into our lives, it's got to be because it's mutually beneficial, not because you can heal that person, or not because they can heal you. A good relationship is going to be equal give and take. It'll be a partnership without one being dependent on the other. You've gone through too much here to give your power away to somebody that might not be ready for you because you are not ready for him. Okay? If you were looking for a romance reading that said, you know, that a knight in shining armor is coming to your emotional rescue. Well, I mean, there is a knight in shining armor coming to your financial rescue. Then you better find a different tarot reader. But, I mean, because, you know, I mean, you can always find people who tell you what you want to hear, but I'm not picking up that that's who you are, because you were brave with Degas when, I mean, or you wouldn't, this reading wouldn't resonate with you. That when the information came in, when the lights were turned on and you saw the rats scatter, you didn't just run and hide and pretend they weren't there. You dealt with it, even though it meant that once you went down that rabbit hole, there was some shit to discover more about yourself. Oh, interesting. So Spirit was just telling me, like, to do with rabbit holes. Alice in Wonderland, okay? Interesting. And the Johnny Depp, like the Alice in Wonderland movie. I actually have an Alice in Wonderland deck. And, you know, if you should watch that movie if you haven't. All through that, when she comes down, they said, "Is this the real Alice?" And they said, "No, she's not the real Alice." And then they show her how she's supposed to defeat the Jabberwocky. And she looks at this and she's like, "Fuck no," right? And then all this stuff goes on through the movie, you know, and they get to the end of it, and the next day, guess what? She is supposed to fight the Jabberwocky. And earlier in the movie, she had met up with Absalom and, you know, that worm, smoky caterpillar. And they said, "Is she the Alice, the right Alice?" And he's like, "Not hardly." But we get to the end, and it's the night before she's supposed to go, you know, do this impossible thing. And she finds him, and he's starting to cocoon, right? And he's telling her she can do this or whatever. And she said, "But I thought you said I wasn't the right Alice." And he said, "No, you weren't the right Alice then. But now you've grown. Like, now you are. Now you are the right Alice." So this is what this reading is telling you. You weren't the right person before. You weren't who you were meant to be. You had to go through some stuff to learn about yourself, and to learn about the people around you, and to learn about God, and to learn about so many things, to learn about ancestral habits, beliefs, knowledge, errors of thinking. And now you know, you're coming to this place where you are the right Alice, where you can defeat the mighty, mighty Jabberwocky, right? And turn the darkness into light in your life forever. And not just for you, but for, you know, your kids, for the generations ahead of you. And that's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. So, every blessing. See you.